And good Monday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome. How are you today? We do have a traffic backup that is going on right now. Fortunately, we do have one lane of traffic now open. If you're waking up and you've got to go toward Jackson, Mississippi this morning, you might want to stay home and wait another 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so. An 18-wheeler has overturned on I-20 about the 130. And let's pull this up where you can take a look at what we've got this morning. This is going to be just past the split is where this happened, this accident this morning. A little bit before 5 a.m., this 18-wheeler overturned. We'll take a look here. As you'll see there, lost gap on the scene. 18-wheeler overturned, Mississippi Highway Patrol also there. Lost control. The driver is okay. That's the good news, but we've got this left lane now open. They've got the truck drug over to the side. It will be quite a little while before they get it all open back up. So expect delays if you're in that area this morning and you've got to go toward Newton, Jackson for any reason. You might want to try to go around that on 80 and come out a little further on down the road if you've got to do that. We also have video of just how the traffic is backed up on that. It's a lot of folks on that. It piles up after about an hour of waiting to get through. So that has happened this morning, just to keep you in mind. I did get a report just a little bit ago. I had someone text me and said, hey, see somebody suspicious walking down the road just off of North Hill Street. Meridian Police Department has responded. They've got the subject detained. This would be North Hill Street. Here's King Road. In this area right here, the gentleman decided it was a nice walk to walk around with a knife, shirtless. Oh, boy. Meridian Police Department's had a little chat with him now. We'll see what goes on with that. No threat off of the street now, thank heavens there. The things people do. We'll leave it at that. But that was if you saw a lot of police presence in the last 30 to 40 minutes there on the west end of North Hill Street down toward where the Dixie station used to be, at King Road. That's what was going on. Don't need to be walking around doing that, do we? Well, this has happened numerous times as we start looking into robberies that happen, or break-ins. Maybe that is a better word for it. A robbery would be an actual holdup. This would be a break-in in the middle of the night when no one knows about it. As we go back to Sam Media, this is at least the 10th store that has fallen to these guys, and I've nicknamed them the Newport Power Bandits. Why? Well, they always steal the same thing. The number one thing they're after are Newport 100 cigarettes. And as we go into this would happen in Center Hill. Sunday morning, about 2:30 a.m. in the morning is when all of this happened. As we look at this is where they come in. They busted the front door here. This is the way they always go in a store. But first, they have to take care of business around back on each store that they do. As we pull this up, they go and they short out the power box, make the power go off, and then they cut all communication to the store, telephone lines, internet, anything that they can destroy to where, in their mind, they can kill power and not be seen on video. Oftentimes, stores have backup battery packs on their cameras that keeps right on recording. But that was the scene as we get there. And again, this would be out in Center Hill. This is directly across from Chet's Paint and Body in the early morning hours, Sunday, about 2:30 a.m. They would take with them also a empty cash register. They didn't know that at the time when they took it. They thought it had cash, but it was a cash register that was closed, and they took it with them and disposed of it on down the road. But it's happened roughly 8 times that I'm aware of, and it may be more within the city limits of Meridian, but we know I've been told about 8, and the last store they hit would have been the country store just a few weeks ago. Almost identical on every one, about the same time, and they do the same exact thing when they break in. It's a group of 4. Each has their duties of what they do when it comes to, well, breaking in. The thieves, the Newport Power Bandits. So we'll keep you posted on that if we get more of this. The Neshoba County Sheriff's Department, boy, they were busy this weekend. Don't go dealing drugs. Don't do all of that as we go to Eric Clark, the sheriff there, tells us, as we pull this up from Sam Media, they have made arrest, a drug deal. They happened to witness this as they were called to the area there out in North Bend, a suspicious vehicle in the area. Sheriff's Department arrived and, well, witnessed somebody buying some drugs. They were promptly arrested, hauled away. You can read more about it there at sammedia.network and if you'd like to know more about that. Being detained there at the Neshoba County Sheriff's Jail at the detention center. What a nice name. Back in the old days, they just used to call it a jail. Everything now is a detention center. We go to Clark County next, as Clark County Hot Topics tells us this weekend in Enterprise, yesterday as a matter of fact, train came loose. 2 or 3 cars came disconnected and blocked traffic for a little while right across the roadway, and they had to back it up and reverse and come back and get those parts of the train that come loose. No word yet of who's responsible for not, properly hooking it. That happens. We're going to talk more about this morning as Candace makes her return of the attempted robbery that happened Friday. This would be at Bonita Lakes Mall or Uptown Mall, whichever way you refer to it. Always go back to calling it Bonita so that everybody will know where it is. Uptown kind of throws me off. I haven't got used to the new name. But as we'll look at this, here's pictures from that as they made the arrest in the parking lot there. Again, we'll get deeper into this. They didn't get very far. They attempted to rob someone in the food court in the bathroom. Police were alerted. They swarmed the area, and they were quickly taken into custody. That happened there Friday. And we'll look at the video, too. We got some pictures of that as well from the scene there. The next topic, we go back to Clark County as we go to Enterprise, as we pass along condolences to a family that lost a female in a fire that happened over the weekend. It was the 100 block of East Main Street there. A fire broke out. A lady succumbed to injuries in the fire. I'm told that she may have been bedridden. We pass along condolences to the family there of that happening. We hate to hear that always. Condolences on that. We go back to, as we start looking at some of the state news of what's going on across the state of Mississippi, always Jackson, Mississippi. It just doesn't seem to be a break, does it? As we go to this Northside Drive, I think most people know where that is. Stopped at the gas station. What do you know? Gunfire breaks out. Man in the back seat is killed. Passenger is wounded in critical condition. They were at an Exxon station. Was it a target? And if you read between the lines, it looks that way. We hadn't officially gotten a report from the police on exactly what went on, but one dead, another critical condition is a white, it was a Hyundai sitting there that was shot up. All too familiar. We see this across the state of Mississippi. We had a Vicksburg man killed over the weekend on Highway 18. It was a crash in Claiborne County, Mississippi. Single car accident as he runs off the road and he hit a tree. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Mississippi Highway Patrol identified Justin Selvey, 26, perished in that accident. As we go to Macomb, Mississippi, which is due south of I-20, we go down to Macomb. We have a death there over the weekend. Bar fight. Started out there anyway. Person left. They were shot. Driver killed and 2 others injured in the car. It's just way too much of people go to the extreme. If you have an argument, it used to be a fist fight maybe, but now I don't know if the videos and things that you watch on movies have just upped the ante to where people go to the extreme. Anybody bought a lottery ticket lately? Well, it may be time to get one. As we look at this, the next drawing is going to be on Tuesday. And as we look at this, it's up to the jackpot is worth almost $500 million. Well, it is $500 million. $530 million. Excuse me, I was adding an extra 3 to it, but it's $530 million is what it's up for. Woo! So be ready for that. No one claimed the prize last week, so I guess there wasn't a winner. But Tuesday is the next drawing. It may be worth an extra $1 or $2 to go try that. Can you imagine $500 million? Boy, that'd be pretty good. As we go to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, we have someone missing in the state of Mississippi. Let's pull this up where you can get a good look at this. This will go down to DeSoto County, actually north of here. This will be near Memphis in the Mississippi area there. We have a black male, 5 feet 6 inches, weighing around 230 pounds, that is missing. He's been missing since Saturday around 2 p.m. If you happen to see this gentleman, call police so they can let his family know where he is. We hate to see these instances when this happens, but we've had it happen here locally, and it's just sad when this happens, when somebody loses their way and don't know where they're at. We certainly hope he's okay. But if you happen to see that gentleman, call police. Also, they still have not cracked the case of the Ole Miss student that is missing. The car was found, and that's about it so far. As we get more details on that, we will pass that along. We have to say that a boy, as we look at the headlines across the United States today, we got word that there was a shooting at a mall in Indiana. It would be south of Indianapolis. 2 people were killed, but thank goodness there was an armed citizen there. He was able to take out the culprit that did it. Often we don't get to hear what really goes on behind the scene, but if it hadn't have been for an armed citizen there, think of how many more people would have lost their lives. Someone trained that knows what they're doing. It's never the guy that is legal. It's always the bad guy, the people that break the laws that do these things with guns. Thank heavens he was there to put it down. Actually, it was 3 people killed and 2 others injured. 12-year-old girl involved in that. She was injured. We hate that. That's some of the headlines there as we look around. And if I'm saying this correctly, Uvalde, the police department in Texas, the more and more comes out of this, the worse it looks. From what I'm understanding now, the police chief, which was an acting police chief, I didn't realize that, is now suspended as the investigation goes on. As we see him on the phone, video just emerged of this talking to the shooter, asking him to stop. It would be a huge presence of law enforcement. They were at the door within 3 minutes and done nothing. America's not happy about this. Did he actually give the order to stand down? That's what we hear. A lot of children lost their lives. Horrible, horrible. But that video is out there if you want to see all of that. We'll get that posted here in just a little bit. We see in the fire department as they tried to, in New York City, they were trying to help somebody in a car that was on its side. The fireman was getting in to help them, and somehow or another they touched the gas. The fireman's been crushed. I think he's going to be okay. It broke his leg for sure. But as they sped up, when they accidentally pushed the gas, it flipped the car on over on top of the firefighter. He's going to be okay, but he's going to be out of commission for quite some time. Oh, boy. That's just a sample of what's going on around the nation this morning. Coming up, as Candace joins us, we'll be able to tell you more in detail of what's going on in the area and around the nation there. We'll say good morning to Barbara Cullum. How are you? Terry Ray up from Philadelphia, Flora, Overstreet. Sheila Bounds, good morning to see you. Lamar Hembry's up. Janet Alamucha is up and awake. Good morning. Matthew Wright, I see all of y'all. More coming up as we start your Monday morning. Already, do you believe this? July the 18th, half of the month is gone. Stay close. We'll be right back. If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have
Mike Rice here with Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale. We have just signed the contract on the High Cotton Marketplace in Waynesboro, Mississippi. We've got a great auction lined up for you for July the 23rd. It'll be an online and in-person auction, so you can check out www.mikericeauctions.highbid.com. But majority of this stuff will be sold in person. It'll be an absolute auction, which means everything will go to the highest bidder. Mike Rice here with Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale. We'll see you guys Saturday, July 23rd.
And good morning. It is Monday. Right now, 71 as you're waking up. What is the forecast going to do? Well, it's calling for a high of about 94 is what we're expecting. Heat index to be right around 98. It'll get worse as the week begins, so be ready for all of that. It's going to be a pretty serious heat wave coming. We do have a chance of severe weather that is going to be taking place later today. And let's pull up radar. Let's turn this off where you can be able to see exactly what I see. As we go to radar this morning, let's turn this on and look at our severe weather chances for today. As we pull this up, we'll see that portions of the areas involved in this, northern Newton County, all of Neshoba County, Kemper County, and the northwest corner of Lauderdale will be involved in this. all you folks in Scott County. And as the further north we go, Macon, Mississippi, all of the Louisville area there in Winston County, up to Stark Vegas and north, involved in this. Out to our east, this will be north of Livingston, Alabama. Gainesville, y'all be including this. And just north of Epps, barely. If you're going to be in the Epps, Alabama area, you'll be borderline to getting some of these storms. Bowler G, you're included in this as well. But expect this afternoon. As we look at these chances of severe weather. And as you'll see here, let me turn this off where you can see the rain that has already started there. Right in there. Kosciuszko getting storms this morning as well. We don't have any warnings at this point, but that's a lot of heavy rain back over here around Yazoo this morning as you're waking up, beginning your day. A quick look there as we back out and just show you a nationwide view. A lot of fog up in the Carolinas, Kentucky, Cincinnati. If you got to be in that area today, in Ohio, be prepared for rain. The further north you go, more of that. And the heat wave back out to our west, which will be making its way towards us. Oklahoma, Wichita, those areas, Dallas, heavy, hot weather. We do have a few showers there near Las Vegas this morning as well. That's a brief outlook of nationwide. Now let's get into a forecast that's a little bit closer to home of where you are today.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back and grab those record highs and record lows, it was 1981 that today high record was set at 103 degrees. That was warm, wasn't it? Back in 67, it was a cool day. 62 was the high set on that date. As we look at today's highs, we're looking again at Meridian being 94. As you'll notice, all of the heavier rain is predicted north of the Meridian area, just barely touching a little bit of Lauderdale County. We'll see the heavier stuff back up toward Winston County and these areas here into the Mississippi Delta. That's what we're looking for. Again, as we see that severe weather, it could happen across the northern portion right here of Newton County, anywhere in Neshoba County and Kemper and on northward there. So we'll watch that forecast and be here for you throughout the day to give you a detailed forecast should it break out. As we look to our east, again, it's going to be northern Alabama that has the greatest risk of this, and we'll show you a map of what's going on over in Alabama as well in a moment. But showers around Demopolis, Tuscaloosa as well. But when you get to the Jasper area, heavier rain northward toward Tennessee is expected. Selma, 94 today as well. As we look at the heat stress, it's going to be warm as we see this today. A level 1 out to our west today. Now, the Meridian area should see about 98 today, but somewhere around Scott County, as you get closer to Brandon and west, it'll be 105 with that heat index. Now, again, that's going to be starting at about 11 today and lasting till about 1. As tomorrow rolls in, Tuesday all the way through the weekend. Again, expect this to change as the week begins, but hot weather back over near Brandon. Most of Neshoba County will be included in this. All of Winston is going to be warm. Only the Meridian, Clark County, Jasper County area, Newton County will really see that 105. Everywhere else in the state are going to see temperatures higher than that with the heat index. Hot. And again, I would not be shocked if this doesn't change and come on into the eastern side of Mississippi as well. Now, here's the severe risk, what we get from the National Weather Service of looking at what theirs is. This should happen somewhere around noon today to about 7 p.m. is what we're watching there. A chance of severe storms, damaging wind being the worst with this. No tornadoes involved with this, but wind damage could occur from this. Y'all watch this carefully. We'll be here with you throughout it. Again, that cuts across the northern portion of Newton County, just barely taking this in north of the Piggly Wiggly there, all of this area there, but all of Kemper, Neshoba County, Winston, and as you get into Knoxville and northward, will be involved in this. Here's the Bama side here, all of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham included in this, but as we know, this area up here will be the worst of this. Damaging wind gusts of about 60 miles an hour is expected with this. If you're in this green area, just have a heads up, anywhere from, we look at the Bama side of this, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. The Mississippi side begins at noon, so we'll watch that. As we look ahead, this is what I said, most likely that heat stress will change as we look at what is forecasted over the next 6 to 10 days. It's hot weather headed this way from Texas. Louisiana has it coming. And, yep, we're right in this circle here of the hotter. That's going to make its way toward Mississippi. So just be prepared for heat as this July keeps going. As we look at the 7-day forecast, let's pull that up. 93 today is what we're expected to 94. We've got a 40 to 50% chance of showers. And again, that will happen after lunchtime. as we start steadily going through this and looking at the forecast for the rest of the week. We get into tonight, that's going to drop to about a 30% chance of showers is what we're expecting for tonight. Showers should end by 10 o'clock there, low around 74. By tomorrow, 95 for the highs. We'll get a 30% chance of showers, and that will be late in the afternoon tomorrow. We're going to see that after 3 o'clock tomorrow. As we go to Wednesday, the temperatures go up. Hot weather, no mention of rain, really. High of 97. We'll watch that heat index here also. As we get into Thursday, a 40% chance of showers, and the temperatures will steadily be anywhere from 97, 95 to 97. That's right at that 100-degree mark. Rain chances start to go down a little bit there as we get in toward the weekend. 20% chance on Saturday and Sunday. Of course, brought to you this morning by the Woodlands Group. Now, as we look ahead through August the 1st, can you believe that? School is getting near. We'll hold those temperatures through the 25th, at least in the upper 90s of 97, and then we'll start to see some 94, 92, 93 temperatures all the way through August the 1st. Slight rain chances each day. Nothing major as we look at that, but rain chances there. Can you even believe we're already saying August? That's whew. As we go to the tropics this morning, what's going on in the Gulf? So far, there hasn't been one single thing to aggravate us so far, has it? As we look at this, National Hurricane Center has nothing going on in the Gulf over the next 5 days. That's wonderful news. Let's check out our fishing forecast this morning, brought to you by, of course, Chet's Paint and Body. First major time was early this morning. It's going on now. Started at 5, right there at daylight, through about 7. You got about 8 minutes left on that. Now, you'll get another time this afternoon late, around 5:40 through dark, if you got to get out and throw that line out. The wind's going to be southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour today is what we're expecting. Well, that's a brief look at what's going on with the weather. We'll update you again beginning at 8. And we've also got a detailed morning show coming up as Candace comes back off of vacation to let us know how it was, what she done. We'll learn all of that. As Laura Lee says, let's do fall. I think I'm with you on that. Nothing quite like it. I don't think there's anything more beautiful than the fall foliage when trees and leaves are starting to change colors. I really like that. Beautiful time of year. We always look forward to that. Always cooler. That's what we live for, isn't it? It's a shame we don't live in an area where Mississippi was blessed at 70-degree weather year-round, isn't it? Just doesn't happen as often as we would like. I'd like to thank you for coming by. We're 7 minutes now before the top of the hour. Again, don't forget, let me double check my phone. We hadn't cleared anything up. We've got 1 lane of traffic. I was just double checking. I-20 eastbound out of Meridian is going to be right past the split is where traffic is 18-wheeler turned over. Leftbound lane is open. The right side lane is not at this point. Expect delays if you're headed toward Newton out of Meridian this morning. Thank you so much. And again, thanks to all the sponsors. And we'll be back here in just a little bit. An hour and 5 minutes from now, we'll go live with a morning show to tell you all about what's going on. Join us. I want to thank y'all for dropping by and spending a little time with us this morning here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: